That's something that I would totally film in slow motion the whole time. Hey, what's up, everybody? And now we're going.
Okay,
This is it. This is it.
This is the Monday.
It's a podcast.
This is the Monday M.A.S, and this is our new big clock.
Dude.
We talked about this last week, but it's too big to go anywhere.
And last week we filmed an episode, just didn't post it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Just filling up the memory.
Okay, I turn that microphone off for now.
Okay.
Because when we turn that microphone on, we're gonna have a special guest. Oh my gosh.
What happened?
Just click it. Yeah. Set it and forget it. Okay, now how you doing?
Hey.
I made Todd do some audio visual work.
Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
How about now?
Oh my! It's awesome. This is the Monday M.A.S.
This is it.
It's Monday.
It's Monday. We're on.
What is it?
We're
April
here.
18th.
We're present.
It's April 18th. We will be having a special guest come, and you're not going to believe this.
Is it a maybe, or for sure?
This person's coming. They're coming all the way from Latvia.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hint.
Mm-hmm.
That way, if they don't show up, your friends from Latvia, they'll be upset. But we're good. We're excited. It's Monday. It's a beautiful day. Spring break.
What are some
It's all
other things
happening.
from Latvia that you know of?
There's a cake that I know about from Latvia. It's like a bread. It's I don't know anything else from Latvia besides this person.
Okay.
But when this person comes in, we'll ask them about Latvian stuff.
Try to sell us on their country.
Well, just I'd like to know more about Latvia because from what I have here, it's a pretty awesome place. This is the world's best action sports podcast, and it's also an action sports podcast about nothing, which you will hear about in the next hour or so. Sometimes when we talk to somebody, though, it's something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Depends on what the subject matter
Yeah.
is. This podcast is definitely not important.
It's not pressing. Like if you have something else to do, I would do that instead of listen.
We're like like when the waiter brings your filet mignon steak and it's perfect, and then there's like parsley.
Right.
Like you don't need the parsley.
But if you're happy it's there, you're glad it's there.
Sometimes people eat the parsley on like a dare.
I eat the parsley actually.
You have to be really.
So you're saying we're the parsley of podcasts?
Yeah.
Some people really like listening to this podcast, and to them, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into it.
Okay. Can we do the sponsor plugs?
Big sponsor plugs. So thank you guys for listening, and we'll talk to you next week. Todd, that's a joke we use every time.
It really is.
Yes, it is.
Let me help you out here.
Pedal electric.
Pedal electric. I recently kitted my bike out with lots of accessories and attachments.
Yes.
I have a surfboard rack on there. I've got a sweet basket for bringing home things and bringing stuff to the beach and such and so forth. And that bike, man, oh man, does it like to gobble down a hill.
Oh, wow. I mean, we got some powerful bikes here. Pedal.electric on Instagram. @pedal.electric. If you have any serious questions that you'd like to ask Todd or I, just DM us. We will get back to you and tell you all about these awesome bikes. We would not talk about them so much if they weren't so awesome, but they are so awesome.
Yeah, they're pretty bitchin'.
That we love talking about them, and we will talk to you in private about it as much as you want. We might even have a code. I don't know. You're going to have to wait and see. DM us for details on it at pedal.electric bike.
Herschel Supply Co. is
What's your next trip?
I'm going to Mount Bachelor on Wednesday.
Okay.
Bend, Oregon. I will be bringing my Herschel Supply Co. independent duffel bag.
Are you going big bag?
Well, yeah, because I got to bring skateboard and all kinds of stuff. I never
Okay.
know what's going to be coming at me.
You got to bring all your action
all my
stuff.
And then, as soon as I come back from there, then I go to Mexico on my surf trip.
So you're going double. You're going to pack for snow, come home, unpack for surf.
I've kind of already started to pack for the surf trip because I'm really excited for it that much.
That is the tightest.
Mm-hmm.
Beneath Apparel at BN3TH Apparel on the gram. What more can you say other than these are the world's greatest underwear? They're radically comfortable, radically breathable, movable. Everything about them is just radically impressive.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lot of times where you put on a pair of underwear and you think, oh my gosh, my life just got better. That's what happens when I put them on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming the same for you because I never see you without them. Not that I see you in your underwear a lot, but whenever I see you, you're always wearing beneath apparel, right?
It's as if an angel has come down and instead of underwear, you have the hands of an angel.
Yes.
Supporting you.
You know, like when you reach down and you pick someone up between their legs like that, and you carry them around. Like
it's not
like that, but
doesn't
in a
really,
good way.
Yeah.
I'm getting my coffee. You go ahead and talk about
Okay, who else?
Nanocraft.
NanocraftCBD at NanocraftCBD on the gram. NanocraftCBD for all of your CBD needs. I take it every single night in order to make myself fall asleep and to reduce inflammation in my body because I am an inflamed moron.
I'm an inflamed moron.
We have a code for that, M.A.S.S 20 at checkout. Bubs Naturals at Bubs Naturals. Do you like collagen, MCT, brain oil?
Love it all.
All kinds of stuff. Well, you can pick up all your fun and excitement. I'm popping.
I use it every single
My peas are
day.
popping.
Your peas are popping?
Bubs Naturals at Bubs Naturals on Instagram. Hansen Surfboards. What are you doing? You going back?
No, I was just
My peas
looking
are
for
popping?
your pea pops.
I just felt like it. Okay, Hansen Surfboards.
At Hansen Surfboards on Instagram. I was just there.
They had an Easter
on
sale.
Friday. Yeah, big sale. I went and caressed a few surfboards. There's nothing like going into the surf shop and just,
I don't think I could buy off a rack.
Ever?
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh, buying off a rack is the best.
Yeah, but it's such a gamble.
How's it a gamble?
For me.
It's way more of a gamble to order a custom board than to buy off a rack.
I don't know.
Because whatever you ordered is what you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to the rack and there's 8 different boards, put them under your arm, you're like, okay, that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You've ever ordered a board and it comes back and you're like, I ordered it wrong.
Yeah. Or the shaper just writes as you're telling him like, oh, what was the shape that you want? What size did you want?
I made it.
Oh, a 19 1/4 by 2 1/4. Yeah, that's totally what this is. 19 2 1/4.
What did Todd say he wanted on his board? 19 and a half? Yeah.
Exactly. Anyways,
well, there's lots more. I mean, there's surfboards, wetsuits, everything you want.
you can get it on. If you buy online, you can use the code MASS10
It's
and
true.
get 10% off of your online order.
It gets delivered straight to your house. You won't be able to caress surfboards, but what you will be able to do is get stuff sent to your house, and you get 10% off. Pannikin coffee and tea. I got it in this KPBS mug. See, I like to. Earth Day is coming up, and so I'm trying to use my metal and ceramic more than paper. So
There you go.
yeah, I had
Pannikin coffee and tea.
I think I went to Pannikin twice a day, every single day last week.
That's what I do every day.
That's normal, right?
That's normal.
Well, it feels good to me.
You Online.
Yeah.
At You Online. That is our home. That
I
is
like when
also
you
a
say
place
that.
where you can go to find all kinds of fun music and interesting podcasts and things to keep you up to date with what is cool in pop culture.
That's right. You know, everybody wants to live in Southern California, but if you really want to know what it's like to live in Southern California, you can go to youonline.com and kind of just immerse yourself, soak it all in, because they're a great representation of what it's like to live down here. I'm looking outside right now, and I don't want to be at work in my office. I want to be at the beach.
Speaking
It's
of
lovely out there.
at the beach, Chris, are you aware that it is almost beach season and your beach bod needs to be cranking?
I am well aware. I'm doing push-ups and sit-ups every day. I'm trying to get that beach bod back.
Well, at New Greens on Instagram, New Greens will help you get there. If you hate eating a salad because it takes too much time,
I love salad.
are you just like can't really find the time and day to eat your vegetables and minerals?
Better yet, eat your vegetables and salad and do your New Greens. You're going to be twice the person you were before.
That's right.
From what I have learned myself eating salads and drinking my New Greens and shaking it up.
For those of you that don't have time.
If you don't have time to go like this, I'm for those of you not watching on YouTube, I'm mimicking. I'm acting. I'm eating a salad.
Mm-hmm. If you like to drink your salad,
I love to drink my salad
at
New
Greens.
Greens. And we have a code.
MASS20, 20% off your online purchase. Adventure.io.
This is awesome.
Adventure.io is a place where you can tag along on other people's adventures for money.
You know, the cool thing about Adventure.io that I've learned is if you go on a family vacation, let's say, or just a vacation by yourself with your partner, whatever, You go to a new, let's say you're coming to Encinitas, you're going to Huntington Beach, you're going to Hawaii, wherever you go on vacation, you can look on your Adventure.io app, and there's most likely going to be something totally unique, something new, something awesome for you to do, either just you or your whole family.
The most incredible idea.
Okay, go hit me with it.
So let's say that you're, your Airbnb or VRBO, like you want to you can make a little money off renting out your house. What if you're going on vacation and you just advertise a slot on your vacation for a stranger to come, and they will pay for most of your vacation?
See, that right there is a great idea. And a lot of the things that you can do on Adventure.io are vacation style kind of fantasy things.
But you just have a stranger come.
That's
you just
fine.
advertise it on. So a stranger's like, oh, Disney World?
Let's go.
I guess I'd go with the Smiths.
The Richardses.
Right.
I want to go to Baker with the Richardses.
We just share, everyone shares a room. We get to know that person.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, Adventure.io, that's your spot. Those are our sponsors. Also want to thank Jerry and the crew at diecutstickers.com. And this is kind of cool. If you want to get in on the bumper sticker business like we are in, then you can go to diecutstickers.com, create your sticker, anything you want, and you put in the code MASS15, you get 15% off.
I mean,
MASS15, 15%
everyone
off,
has
diecutstickers.com.
ridiculous ideas.
I know, this is where...
Just put them on a bumper sticker.
When you're with your crew, and you're going, oh my gosh, best idea for a sticker. You're all, you guys, I got the best idea for a sticker. Usually those things just fall out to the wayside.
But now you can.
But with diecutstickers.com,
you can immortalize them. How come I haven't seen you put many of the Jerry ones up?
I'm
in a
starting.
World full of Jerry's, be a George.
I'm starting.
We've been putting the was my nickname in high school. Right?
Yeah.
There are some pretty good locations for those.
Was my nickname in high school was pretty good. And if you have some signs around your town that need some help, need an add-on. Mm-hmm. So far, the best ones are Open Trench.
Open Trench was good. They took it off.
Closed out the back door.
They took the Open Trench one off.
They did.
Yeah, they didn't like that.
Well, it's kind of like very low-key, kind of subtle vandalism, which I like, because you're not hurting anyone per se.
Right. We're like the Banksy of bumper stickers.
You just put a sticker in, and if they don't like it, they can take it off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
And we will have shirts and stuff and hats and a reorder.
We'll have that
stuff coming.
We'll have that stuff.
Tell me about Easter at the Richards household.
Well, this year I just had a stomach egg.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just 8 eggs.
Oh, can you imagine?
You just 8 eggs. I got a stomach ache. I need some eggs.
My family was out of town. I was alone on Easter. You know.
Yeah.
So that's cool though.
Just
I got a lot of work done. You know.
Yeah. Right.
He has risen.
What did you do? What kind of work did you do? Yard work.
I just rose.
Yeah. You just walked around the house.
Yeah.
Nice.
People get really offended on Instagram when you make parodies of Easter with maybe a zombie Jesus or the egg from Aliens.
I think that stuff's hilarious.
No, people don't like that. People get really
what did you
sensitive.
put up that people got sensitive about?
Just
religious people?
There's a hand coming out of the ground with a bunch of Easter eggs around it.
Yeah. Did somebody actually message you? How dare you?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
I did. I had to take it down.
Why?
Because it was weird.
You got religious shame.
I know. Speaking of religious shame,
that is so dumb.
Also in, I know you guys all tuned into this podcast for controversial religion talk, but did you see that thing on? It was kind of on social media this weekend with I am not a fan of organized religion at all. Let me get that out there. If a whole
pedoprotectors,
if a whole church group broke out into fucking song on my airplane,
oh my god,
I would want I would want to murder people. But apparently, a church.
This was a video that was on Instagram of a guy walking up and down the aisle.
It wasn't just a guy. It was like their whole church group broke into fucking song on the plane.
If maybe they,
Are these two different things?
No, it's the same thing, right?
I don't know.
So the whole plane started singing a Christian song or Catholic song, whatever it was.
But and then I guess, I know there was some stuff in kind of a political thing this morning, but my buddy Pierre, our friend Pierre, was like, that's pretty stupid. What if everyone started singing, what if a bunch of Muslims started singing on the plane?
Well, Elon Orma Aman.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. She said that
Senator,
today in the news or whatever.
Which is so true.
Yeah, fucking A.
Oh, so here's my witty comeback on Twitter or whatever. I was like, oh, this is why God invented
Headphones?
Noise-canceling headphones.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody answered back, God didn't invent those. A human did. Like, dead serious.
See, people are really, really... now you're wondering why someone, sent me a fucking nasty message about,
What did they... I want to know what they said.
No, they just were, have some respect. It's something for died for our sins. And I'm like,
You're like, not my sins. I don't believe in that shit.
Which one?
Yeah.
Which fucking God? You don't fucking know.
Look,
he definitely wasn't white.
I'm sure a lot of people out there listening have different religions. I respect your right to believe, and I would never tell you not to believe, because that's your thing.
Flying spaghetti monster.
But what I'm saying is, don't start singing on planes, because that's scary
Mainly,
to me. I feel offended and scared.
Even when the Southwest people start going into their shtick, they turn their seatbelt talk into a stand-up routine,
which is great.
No, it's not.
Not great.
I want to.
You just want to.
I want to jump out the window. It's not funny. I want you to be as vanilla.
Take it serious on a plane,
right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't.
They're giving.
I did all the whole religious thing.
They're giving you instructions on what to do if you, in the event of a fucking. The most terrifying event ever, and they're making it fun. We got 2 exits on the side. Those are next to the fat guy sitting next to you. Waka waka waka. No, fucking take it seriously, because
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hope you guys had fun in Vegas. I know we did. We are hung over. You're like, no, you're not. Fly the plane.
Right.
Help me. I'm supposed to listen to you.
That's just my rant, yo.
Yeah. I mean, I don't Look, like I said.
Nothing is exempt.
You're free to believe what you want to believe.
Yeah, you can believe what you want to believe, but nothing is exempt from criticism and ridicule.
Well, if everyone can post what they want to post, I want to be able to post what I want to post. Freedom of speech.
But yeah, Elon.
And here's another thing about burning books. I don't like it. I don't like when people burn books.
So what do we have in
surf
news?
This is like CNN, M.A.S.S news.
We have some great surf news.
Oh, we got some stuff going up. We do have a special guest coming right there.
Surf news
soon.
is brought to you by Hansen Surfboards.
Oh my
If you enter M.A.S.S 10 at checkout, you get 10% of your online order. Who's that?
My dad's calling.
Okay.
Should I pick it up?
Has he seen any movies?
I don't know.
This is Chris's dad, everybody.
Hi, Dad. You're on the Monday M.A.S.S podcast. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing good. Happy Monday. We're just calling. Or you called me, but I also wanted to know. Have you seen any good movies lately?
I have not.
No movies. No movie review.
Did you see the Batman?
The last one I saw was Sandra Bullock's movie, and it wasn't that good.
Oh, the one where she was in the jungle and
Yeah,
she was nude and she was nude in the. She was not.
It was pretty good.
She was nude though, right, in the jungle with Chris Pratt.
No, not really.
Huh?
I never saw her nude.
Bathing suit? No.
She had a bathing suit on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's okay. It's not that good. No,
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of boring. I mean, it was all right movie.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
good. The scenery is really good on the island. I don't know where they were, but it was a nice area.
Okay. I like it. All right. Hey, Dad, I'm going to call you back after we do this podcast. It's about action sports. It's really about nothing. We're kind of just sitting here talking about nothing.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why people even like this.
I don't know. When's Justin coming back?
He's in Fiji, coming back next week. He's been scoring.
Next week.
Yeah, he's been getting tubed, Dad.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, big time.
Is that right?
Yep. I'll tell you.
He must be having a blast. Call me later when you can talk.
I will. I'll call you later, Dad. I love you.
All right.
You're the best. You're the best dad. I love you, Dad.
Do you know how much?
I was just checking.
You know how much I love it when your dad calls him?
I know. Sandra Bullock. Oh, the new Sandra Bullock film. That was a decent review. He said the scenery is
I feel like he's like, when Richard calls in,
Yeah.
Richard's dad calls in to
Yeah.
Stern. We need to have your dad calling.
Yeah. Should have asked him
Hey,
about Bell's
Richard,
Beach,
it's
the
your
Bell's
dad.
saga.
Anyway, let's
Big
get into
saga.
the surf news.
My God, we could probably talk about Bell's Beach for 4 hours.
Remember how we were saying in last week's podcast how Bell's is kind of like it's kind of like a big sloppy around here wave.
A big sloppy mop.
But then just down at Winky Pop in the Rincon Bowl,
Right.
it seems like it's more like a better wave to surf.
I feel like this whole contest had 5 different contests in it.
Oh, and there's all kinds of other crazy shit
Because
going on
it
too.
started last week when we were recording.
Right.
And it's just finished up on Easter Sunday.
I think it's pretty crazy. Congratulations to
Philippe Toledo and Tyler Wright, your
They
winners.
killed it.
That's the good news.
That's the good news. There's the whole bunch of controversy started in the middle of that event.
Yeah.
About remember how we were also talking about in our previous episodes how bad the cut must be to those people that have been trying really hard, and everything hinges on that cut.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to unpack here. So let's start with the cut. Everyone's talking about the cut. So this is where after 5 events, they're going to cut the field from 34 to 20
Right.
for the men. They're going to cut it down to 12 for the women. Should know this. Anyway, they're both savage cuts, but these are both cuts that were agreed to by the surfers and the Surfers Union before the year started. Right?
Mhm.
As the year goes on, a lot of the surfers are thinking, wait a second, and this is not like these are not just surfers that are under the cut line. There's also surfers above the cut line that say, hold on a second, this is not gonna work. Like, we don't like this. Half the surfers signed a petition, apparently, that said, we don't like this cut, this is not fair. Other half did not sign it. I was reading about this on Stab. Great reporting.
But
about
wasn't
it.
there things in there that some things came to light as after they agreed to this, the scheduling conflicts between the QS series, the Challenger series, and the prize money and all this different stuff started to come into play where people couldn't really pull it anymore.
Well, it's basically, I think it's a way and I don't know yet because I haven't seen the cut in effect.
Right.
Obviously, there's people upset because this is something new, or kind of new. This is the second time the WSL has tried a mid-year cut. People are going off online.
The first time?
Yeah, people are going off online, and there's a lot of passionate surf fans out there that think they are right, or they know how to do it, and I think there's more power to them. We're all talking about it.
Let me just ask you, what was wrong with the old way they did it? I feel like there was excitement because anyone could do anything at any event.
Right.
And you could have the guy that maybe was having a shitty time the first 5 events, all of a sudden finds his legs and fights his way through the entire event.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people that kind of peak later on in the season or later on in the year. I think it's a way of... So the cut is meant to spotlight the surfers who are surfing the best that season, right? And so it's kind of like a playoff thing, but I think the problem for me is the surfers didn't have enough time to earn their spots. After 5 events, it feels like we're just getting started.
Mm-hmm.
So there is one more event for surfers to get their result, to get up above that 20 cut line. But I think so. These surf events they're very long. They can be 2 weeks long. There's a lot of surfers that are just kind of losing in the first couple rounds anyway.
Yeah.
So they're trying to basically make it a playoff system where, this is my opinion, of course, a playoff system where you've got your normal season, and then you make the playoffs. And then when you're in the playoffs, you're fighting for the Super Bowl or the finals. In this case, the Rip Curl WSL Final 5, the Rip Curl WSL Finals, where you have the top 5 men, the top 5 women. So basically trying to get to that point and building the excitement all the way to the end, creating a year-long, season-long show. This is, in my opinion, what the WSL is trying to achieve here.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're under that cut line and you're off the championship tour for the rest of the year, you got to go back on the QS, the Challenger Series, and all that, which a lot of people are not stoked on doing. I've heard people talk about financial issues, mental health issues, physical health issues. Well, I'm just getting healthy. The year started. I haven't been able to rehab all the way enough to get to my peak, and I'm already off the tour.
Right. Which sucks. It just seems to me like, we're in this place in all these different sports, like, skating, surfing, snowboarding, where we instead of, taking advantage of the popularity of these sports and expanding, we seem to be narrowing the focus and not making it so that, it's an everybody thing.
Right.
I don't know. It's just, like within snowboarding, it's like, okay, we only have like freaking 2 super pipes in the whole planet. And then like, with skating, we used to have all these different stops at the Dew Tour. Now there's like 1 Dew Tour, and there's like, all these street leagues. Now there's like 2 street leagues, and like, so everything is getting more and more condensed. Of course, it's financial, but at the same time, if you're trying to get the next generation to come in and, be a part of it, you're not really widening the lens. It just seems like you're tightening the focus, and it's like that doesn't help grow things. Like I really don't think, in my opinion, my casual observer opinion of what the WSL has going on. Sure, the last event they have is the final 5, and or whatever.
Right.
That's right. Final 5. You're going to do it in 1 day.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like the goal. I can see it's like prepackaged for like we're going to have a 1 day surf off. Yada yada yada.
That's our Super Bowl day, or
right.
like the World Series
But is
day.
is that the best for the sport?
It's exciting.
Sure, it's
I
exciting.
think it's exciting.
But so is finals day.
Yeah.
If you're, let's just say at lowers that we used to have the lowers, Boost Mobile, Lowers Pro, whoever, Hurley Pro, lowers. It would be like this week-long thing.
Extravaganza.
And it would like culminate in this 1 day, and it'd be incredible because you'd wait for those waves to be perfect. And it still had that Super Bowl arena style
feeling.
Hurrah!
Yeah,
it feels like they're trying to make it like what Gerlach had with the game, like this one, like X Games style, like boom, we're gonna blow it up! Exclamation point! 1 day, it's gonna be crazy. We're gonna put some, there's gonna be a lot more. But it just seems like you kind of like people just forget.
I feel like last year's finals was pretty rad. I mean, the waves were good. The intensity level was good. That kind of do or die feeling on the beach was good. I love the idea of a playoffs kind of scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe it was a little 5 events maybe is not enough time for people to get their legs under their feet. So
right.
maybe it should have been 6 or 7 events. Again, like I don't, I come in as a fan. When I'm not working the events, I'm a fan.
Well, I understand your position too. It's like you're definitely, and you're in a position where you want to keep your job, so you can't be really critical. So allow me to.
Well, I can be critical. I can, but I truly, I think the first couple days of competition, in my opinion, is pointless to broadcast because non-elimination heats are just not that exciting. You have 3 surfers in the water, all of them with nothing to lose. So to me, there's ways that you could trim things down, and I don't know enough from the inside to know exactly financially or whatever, time and all that stuff happening, but I know towards the end of the year when you've got like, a bunch of dudes and men and women very low ranked and they're surfing non-eliminations rounds, it's just like, okay.
But still, it's like, it's the allure of the, because we look at this, I'm looking at this from my snowboard competition days.
Yeah.
Like, the championship tour, the way the CT was in surfing for a very long time was this super elite traveling
dream tour.
Dream tour.
Yeah.
Dream spots, dream surfers. You fought to get on there. Your contracts were like, hinging on if you made the CT. It was like people going pro in skating now.
Yeah.
This guy makes the CT. It doesn't feel like it's like that anymore,
Yeah, I think another point too is, so after Margaret River is where the cut's going to be made. From there, G-Land, J-Bay, El Salvador, Tahiti. So it's like,
that's when it like shit. You go into another gear.
Yeah, and then you're only going to have you're gonna have a smaller number of surfers, so potentially you have the ability to really, and this is cliche, pick the eyeballs out of the spot, the swell. You know, I am a fan of change. I'm a fan of experimentation, but I kind of agree with you. I'm like, I didn't see the championship tour as broken, so I feel like this huge change might have been maybe a little too much. And you know, again, I love watching rookies.
Yeah, that part's awesome.
Who, you know, making their way up there, and you know, it's gonna be a bummer if you're and we'll see what happens after Margaret's. But let's say Connor Coffin, let's say Zhao Chianca, Italo,
you know, it's
Lakey Peterson, you know, Steph Gilmore, whoever surfer that you really want to watch and you are excited for, if they're off, does that incentivize you to go watch Challenger Series events? Does that make those Challenger Series events that much more critical?
Maybe
Yeah.
it does. To me, it just seems like it's knowing what happened to snowboarding over the years, and like how people always try. You know, it went from having all of these events, Vans Triple Crown of snowboarding. You know, X Games had multiple events. You know, you had all these different. You know, the Dew Tour had like 6 events.
Right.
Down to like one event.
Where
like
it's just kind of invitational.
Right, and everyone just wants it to be like this one thing because they want to package it for television. It kind of just seems like it's more of like, look, the WSL knows that they need to start recouping some of this money that they're spending. Sponsors are asking them, we need guaranteed eyeballs on this. The only way you can get guaranteed eyeballs is have it be like, okay, well, we need to put this on TV, but we can't put it on TV if it's a week long.
Yeah.
So it's like this final event that goes down at Lowers. Yes, they can sell that to whoever. I mean, no one in the U.S. is buying that as far as television goes.
It's hard though because you don't know when it's going to be on.
Right. So
and
that's
I had
the
a
thing.
hard time watching Bells because
like,
I didn't stay up
Olympics.
all night.
Look, the Olympics.
Same thing.
People just didn't know how to do that. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It's sad to me. It's sad for some of the surfers that you like to watch, and all of a sudden they're not making the cut. And it seems like it's kind of crazy that a couple of the arguably best competition surfers on the face of the planet may not make it may not get a chance to come back.
Yeah.
In these final events in places that they could shine.
Well, let me tell you who's about to make the cut. Okay.
Who?
Okay.
What time is our special guest coming?
12:30, 10 minutes.
Okay.
For the women, the cut line is 10. Just above that cut line, Courtney Conlog, Stephanie Gilmore, India Robinson, Malia Manuel, Tatiana Weston Webb, Joanne DeFay, Lakey, Brisa Hennessy, Tyler Wright, Chris Moore. Okay?
Right.
That means we would lose Gabriella Bryan, Sally Fitzgibbons, Isabella Nichols, Luana Silva, Mona Jane Wong, Molly Picklum. So some Betty Liu. We're going to lose some great surfers, sadly. Same goes for the men. Here is your current cut line. It's right there above 21 for now because we have some ties on number 18. So right under the cut line, you got Connor Coffin, Owen Wright, Federico Moraes, Leonardo Fioravanti, and Zhao Chianca. And last year's Rookie of the Year, Morgan Siblick. They're under the cut line. Right above it, Luca Messinas, Ezekiel Lau, Jackson Baker, Sammy Pupo, Jake Marshall, Nat Young, Connor O'Leary, Kalohe, Jordy, Jack, Griff, Seth, Miguel, Kaio, Ethan, Italo, Callum Robson. Callum Robson got second at Bells.
Mm-hmm.
Big performance. That dude, I think we had talked about it for a minute. Giving his money to charity.
Crazy dude.
Love him. Baron Mamiya is still hanging in there in that 4 spot, tied with Slater. John 3, Kanoa 2, Felipe Toledo. Your current number 1. So yes, we're going to be losing a lot of great surfers. And I think the one thing that a lot of people are just kind of a little baffled about is the Bobby Martinez rant in New York.
Mm-hmm.
We were there.
Mm-hmm.
That was caused in large part due to the One World Ranking mid-year cut that pissed a lot of people off back then.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't quite understand why they did it again, but I'm open-minded and I'm excited to see what happens. It always when everyone was complaining about starting the pipeline, right? And there's a big whinge happening. Oh, they're starting a pipe. This is terrible. pipe starts, it's freaking going off. Nobody's complaining.
Right.
So, I think after Margaret's, we'll have a better idea of what this mid-year cut's
I mean,
gonna look
obviously,
like.
it's going to take some time for people to get used to a new thing, like the pipeline thing. Typically, the season or the competition year ended at pipe.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to wrap your brain around starting there. Like mentally as a competitor, be like, usually I would be like, I would have a month to chill, but you don't. So it kind of it changes the way that you have to address things. And
Well, what about this? Street League. Let's say Street League is, kind of like on par with the WSL Championship Tour.
Sure.
There's only 10 people in the finals there.
Right.
And snowboarding. How many snowboarders will you see on the broadcast, event to event, throughout the season? 20?
It's top 16 men, top 10 women.
Okay, so then
that's
why
what you
does
see on
surfing
TV.
get the luxury of having 34? Why can't we have 20? Like, you have to be in the top 20. It's like F1
Yeah,
racing.
but
You gotta be in the top 20.
But that's not how it starts at these events.
It's always just that.
No. Well, at the the championship tour, you're starting these events after that cut, but with like the Grand Prix there's not a lot of open class events anymore, which is a fucking bummer, because all we have in snowboarding is you have like nationals where the young kids can come up and compete, and they maybe will get an invite into a Grand Prix or something. The U.S. Open was the last truly open class anyone can enter.
Yeah.
Go through the qualifier days, which were a slog. Everyone had to do it.
Yeah.
Unless you were in that top 10, you didn't have to do qualifiers.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of those left, but like the Grand Prix is, and that's the feeder series into the Olympics. The U.S. Grand Prix, you have an open qualifier thing to get a spot in there. You have to have a certain amount of points to be considered.
Understand.
But like Dew Tour and X Games, that's invite only.
Right.
And that's, to me, it's a popularity contest.
Well, then, I'm wondering if... So, I know that the WSL and previously the ASP, more often than not, sides with the surfers. They'll let the surfers decide, do you want to surf?
But they straight up, someone, who is it, who issued the response that was like straight up, no.
Eric
Eric
CEO,
Logan.
Eric Logan.
Yeah, I was like,
but
no.
what I like about that is he's open with it. It wasn't like it was no comment.
Yeah.
He went on the our friends Ain't It Swell podcast. He went on there.
So what happens?
defended it.
What happens if all of a sudden you lose your stars? But I mean, it's like you're not
We're
going.
losing some stars.
You're not going to though. Like there's always the dudes. We would always have protests and snowboard events where like, okay, it's like fucking snowing sideways and the pipe is kind of kinked and fucked up.
Yeah.
And we'd be like, talking about let's just protest this and do it tomorrow. There's always the dude that'll be like, no, I'm gonna
Or
do
a
it.
woman.
Or exactly. Yeah. I'm just in the general.
I know what
sense
you
of
mean.
things. We'll be like, I want to do it today.
Yeah.
And they'll be the one that ends up going home.
Because they're the one in 15th place. And
Right,
you're like,
exactly.
I want to go today.
It's always kind of that.
This is my day.
It's always kind of that deal. But whatever. We're spending a lot of time talking about this, but I don't want to see. I want to see these people that have fucking fought, given everything to get the chance to be on the Dream Tour for a year.
Yeah.
And the Dream Tour is kind of not as dreamy as it used to be.
Pretty damn dreamy with some
Kinda.
spots that are coming up.
Kind of dreamy.
Okay, that one day at Bell's when it was like 6 to 8 feet, glassy, flawless. That's dreamy surfing. And it's funny when you go on, the surf blogs and websites, and it's like you just see the headlines. It's like Bell's disaster. What is surfing gonna do next? Like it's over. And then the next one is amazing day of surfing at Bell's, best day ever. It's just like
you know how that shit goes, dude.
Yeah.
People are just looking for stuff to whinge about, just like we are right now.
I feel like we haven't talked about the world, collective surf world hasn't talked about the WSL as much as they've talked about it in the last 2 years. So in that sense, it's working.
Okay.
In that sense, it's working. We'll see what happens next. Did you see Italo storm the judging tower?
No.
Did you watch the
Italo
Jack Robinson?
I watched Italo focus his board in the locker room.
Yeah. And so that was there was some judging stuff going on. And when I say judging stuff, I didn't really see a huge disparaging kind of thing. But I do, when you go, of course, immediately the knee-jerk reaction is, it's because he's Australian. He got the score. When in the next heat, Felipe Toledo, who's Brazil, it's like these judges are not being racist.
Nothing good ever comes from you storming the fucking judging tower.
Well, I don't think he kind of walked briskly.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter what sport.
They can't reverse it.
No, they're not going to. And you're just kind of labeled as a dick. And as much as you want to, think that public opinion doesn't come into judging, it fucking does.
I honestly think that if you're about to put a message out there saying the judges are bringing nationality into this,
let me do it. Let me do it. I'm already the guy.
It's not. They do not do that. I will say there is not a bias in surfing, and so that to me is just a big fat cop out. You want to get political?
You want to get it?
That's what is happening. Like, oh well, the Democrats did, the Republicans did. It's the same thing. In surfing, the judges, I truly believe this, are not making decisions based on the flag next to the person's name. If a surfer loses, it's not because of their flag. Okay?
Yeah, when they're watching the replays again, it's not to see how dark they are in skin tone.
So don't. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think it's a thing. So before you go on there, on Twitter, on Instagram, and start saying, well, the judges are Australian, but it's like that shit is not happening.
It's also like
there are close calls, and if your person doesn't win, you can cry. As always, cry is free. It's free, right? It's still free.
It's free
in 2022.
It's free.
Cry is still free, but do not blame blanket statement.
Yeah, the judges are Australian because it's easier to hire judges from Australia.
They're not Australian. They're international.
Well, yeah, but you're just saying.
I know. Wow, words really bells, huh?
Fuck
it was a saga.
Yeah.
And then remember the huge smoke came in. The guy was about to get arrested on the beach, and then the FBI agent let him go because he wanted to let him surf one more time. All this shit happening.
Just the uncuffing.
I'm stoked to see Tyler Wright back in Tyler Wright form.
Fuck yeah.
But I think this is going to be an event that
her brother's surfing crazy good too.
Gosh, both of them.
Owen's like.
Yeah.
You watch that dude surf, it's like a giant scarecrow with like the best style ever.
Yeah, I fully agree. I'd say one of the best goofy hooders in the world.
Is there any other bullshit happening in surfing?
Yes, actually, tons. There's tons of bullshit. Good stuff.
Can we talk about the almost 360 flip on a surfboard?
Brad Flora.
At
Waco. Wait, what is the new Waco called?
BSR Surf Ranch.
No.
It's not?
I think it's called like Waco Surf Ranch.
When did they change that?
Recently?
The wave pool in Texas.
It's in Waco, Texas?
Yeah.
Sick.
So that's pretty crazy. Like he definitely got his feet back on it. It was kind of a lottery flip.
Yeah, at first when I first saw it, oh,
hold on.
Spain? Hello. You keep talking. Hey, what's up?
Our special guest is coming. Anyways, 360 flip.
Oh, hey, what's up? Hey!
In the ocean. We're going to have a special guest here in about 2 seconds. He's not from the United States of America. He's going to be coming in for our skate segment. I'm sure all of this will be cut from the podcast. I've been left here alone with the microphone. I don't really know what to say at this point. Just babbling. I don't really know. I'm just listening to their conversation. I think he speaks English. It'd be really funny if he didn't speak English. So we're waiting. It's coming pretty soon.
Our guests are here.
Here comes Chris.
But
anyway.
There. Oh, I see him. Look, I see him right there.
Who?
Oh my God.
Where?
We got a crew. This is sick.
How many dudes?
That's what Kremer.
Oh, fuck, the West is coming?
Oh my God. This is some of the best TV you're about to see. So we should try to power through this stuff before our special guests come here.
In the snowboard news, it fucking starts snowing again.
There is some cool surf news going on. So F1 Drive to Survive, I talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
So there's a crew that makes that is called Box to Box Productions. They did it basically put F1 on the American map. It was the biggest global sport, motorsport, but now it's probably the biggest in America, and it's really due to the Netflix show, which is now happening for surfing.
Oh yeah.
Same production company is making Make or Break. All right.
Is this kind of like the Ultimate Surfer bullshit?
No, this is like real behind the scenes drama, interviews, all this cool stuff. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a. I watched the trailer. I mean, it's amazing. It looks like it's gonna be awesome.
Should we do snowboard news real quick?
Yeah, what you got any snowboard news?
I'm going to Peace Park on Wednesday. That's going to be amazing. Holy shit, winter's back. Took a little bit for it to get here.
Winter's back.
Winter showed up probably about 2 months late.
Right.
All the resorts are closing. It's dumping in the Pacific Northwest and across the Rockies, and it's crazy. And if you have a Peeps, which is it's a brand.
It's the
brand of
marshmallow.
No, not the edible marshmallow bird, but actually the transceiver.
Oh.
Beacon.
Yes.
I believe that there is sort of recall or something like that going on.
Beacon recall.
I definitely saw some wind of that. So check online about your transceiver brand, because apparently there's been some maybe some difficulties in the transceivers transceiving properly.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm just telling people. Anyway, but
you
yeah.
just saved a life, actually, and I'm here laughing.
I'm heading to Mount Bachelor on Wednesday, and it's going to be fun. We've got the Bombhole crew. Chris Grenier and I are hosting Peace Park. Danny
Awesome.
Davis will be there. It's got a great build. There's lots of snow. And yeah, that's snowboard news. I'm sure there's other snowboard news, but we got to make room for our guests.
Yeah, we're 46 minutes in, and what have we even talked about?
I don't know. Should we push pause?
I don't know how to edit it. You pause it, and then it's just lost everywhere. Then it's like YouTube part 1 and part 2.
Just come together?
Well, you would think it would be that easy.
Yeah, it's not that easy.
Yeah,
Hi.
but we got our guests here now. Yeah, we're on. We're going. Come on in, everybody.
Hey.
You want to talk? Yeah. What's up? What's up, man? Nice to finally meet you. Come on in. Here, come around here. You got a seat over here. Come on in.
Nice to meet you, man. How are you?
Hey, Wes.
Susan, come on in. Come on in, everybody.
Yo.
What's up? Oh, shit.
How we going?
Yeah.
We're
How are you?
doing a
On time.
show.
Thanks.
What's going on,
Yourself?
Wes? How are you, man?
Good to see you. Good.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Here, you can sit right here. Everybody, what's up? Chris?
Danny,
Danny?
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys. Here, you guys can
Sick.
sit
No,
kind of
solid
wherever.
That's funny. He said on top of Lucadia glass. I'm like, wait, what? I always see that place. That's cool.
This is it.
It's
This
fucking classic.
is our shitty podcast.
Oh my gosh. Well, this is exciting. We've been talking about our special
Have a seat,
guests
Wes.
coming in.
All right.
Jump in.
They're like, yeah, this is
Anywhere you guys
we got
can
a great
find
production
it.
right here.
Yeah, we have.
See, this is our
Is this a Western DC?
yeah, there we go.
In there.
Look at.
Sneaky.
Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna say 5 of the best guests we've ever had.
All right, go.
2 of the best guests we've ever had right on the show.
Wait, hold on. This isn't on.
Wait, what? Oh yeah, turn that on. Our
There you
producers
go.
didn't show up today
Oh, yeah.
again.
Remember that.
Let me make sure. Hey, you guys want to? How you doing? How's it going, everybody?
Great. How you doing?
Can we hear us?
Can you hear?
Yes?
Can you hear
I
good?
can hear you guys. Great.
Nice.
Oh, this is awesome. Okay, so this is really fun for us because I was hanging out with a guy named Sedge. He does Red Bull content, makes all these cool shows happen, and he said, "Do you want Madars on your show?" And I was like, "Of course, I do want Madars on the show immediately." And he made it happen. So welcome to the Monday M.A.S.
Yeah,
and
Thank you.
look at this bonus
that's right.
round
We have
got
bonus
here.
Wes Kremer.
We got Madars, Madars Apse, and Wes Kremer. So you guys are basically Madars. You're on a literal world tour with the show Skate Tales. You got your producer director over here as well. Gaston. The whole crew's here. The first season was just awesome. So
Yeah.
fun to watch. Your enthusiasm, your love, your passion for skateboarding and exploration is just it shines through. and I know now you have the second season in the making, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So
Second season is done. Now
second
we're doing
season's
the
done.
third
Third
one
season.
with Wes.
Oh shit.
oh damn. Okay, so we're actually in the middle of production.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so tell me about the first, the second season, which drops April 20th.
Yeah.
April 420.
On Wednesday.
Drops on 420.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a big
We're
day.
gonna do a little premiere in Long Beach.
Okay.
At a good bar, 7 p.m.
Nice.
And yeah, season 2, Uganda, and we went to Boston, Arizona. Where else did we go?
Del Mar.
Curitiba,
Del Mar,
yeah.
California.
Seriously.
Brazil, and we also went to Madrid, Spain to film this freestyle skateboarding.
Oh hell yes.
No way.
Well, tell us about Skate Tales. How did this come about? I know, you're even before Skate Tales was happening. You're one of these skaters that I just see every time. You're like, oh, he's in Barcelona now. He's in Pacific Beach now. He's in Florida. You're all over the world already anyway. So how did
Yeah.
Skate Tales come about, and what was the inspiration behind it?
Well, it all started with just filming the behind the scenes of the trips that I would regularly do. I would see Wes on every other trip, and then we would film with my little GoPro camera, try to get the behind the scenes, because that's the fun stuff. It's not just trick, spot. It's
The
also
antics.
the stories behind the people that do it.
Yeah.
And so I had this show called It's a Mad World before.
Yeah.
Mad world, man.
And my friend,
That's so like all this stuff from Latvia and stuff is like this shitty skating on some fucked up rock. I remember that.
Yeah.
Like, was
Oh yeah, there's some spots out there.
skate rocks, skate
Yeah, some
grass,
good
skate dirt.
Skate it all.
And then my friends Gaston and Danny, they thought that they could make the show even better, so it's not just random behind the scenes footage of just us fooling around, but it's actually with a story. So we tell a
And a
story
budget.
and a budget.
That
yeah.
helps.
That helps.
Yeah.
Shout out to Red Bull and Sedge for hooking it up, because we get this chance to go around the world and meet like downhill skaters, freestyle skaters in Uganda, Ethiopia, and Japan.
And I think one of the new episodes coming out, and I don't know what I'm allowed to share or not, but what I did see was Fancy Lad Skate Crew. I'm allowed to talk about this, right?
I saw
Yes.
that. I saw that too.
Okay, so
Mhm.
Fancy Lad, you visit these guys. This is some of my favorite skateboarders on the
Yeah,
planet.
that
Matt
episode is so
Tomasello,
funny.
like, so when you're putting these episodes together, when you're trying to figure out where to go, like, what are you looking for? What kind of stories do you want to tell through skateboarding, and
Well,
personalities do you want to show?
We're looking for the Mavericks, the outliers,
The weirdos, the lovable weirdos.
the weirdos. The
You
peop-
found one in Del Mar too.
Yeah,
That's
we
great.
got one right here. Hey,
Close by.
one of my favorite skaters for sure. But yeah, it's just to tell an interesting story of the skater, because everybody's got a story and everybody's got a different background, and it's interesting to see Ethiopians, Ugandans, and then we went to see the Apaches, the Native American reservation in Arizona, and they got their own skate scenes, skate companies, and
Have you
Yeah.
always been curious about, like, I guess the world? Have you always been curious about other skate scenes out there? And I know Latvia is a smaller country, relatively speaking.
yeah, Latvia
so.
is in between the east and the west. So for me, I would always get out, I would go either to Russia or I would go to Germany, England, and Spain, and later on travel the world. But yeah, always meet all these insane people, because skateboarding is like one of the most popular sports, foot soccer and skateboarding. So there's a lot of different skaters out there,
What's one of the more interesting places that you've been as far as like that's kind of blowing you away on this journey?
On this journey, well, it was cool to go to Detroit and visit Dan Mancina. He's a blind skater.
Oh yeah,
And we had Justin Bishop from Vegas join us, and he's also just like Dan with the same disease. So
It
was humble.
really makes you think about like when you're having a shitty day. Like
Oh, 100%.
it's unreal, and I can't freaking believe. Like you watch that footage, and then you're seeing it up close of like how these guys are actually skating ledges and things. Like how fucking
Nah,
nuts
for
that
real.
is.
I skated a mini ramp with that dude Justin. He was skating better than us. Like skating a mini ramp blind, just whatever, using a stick, like doing sick like
So
blood flips and
insane.
everything. It was insane. Just all like muscle memory.
Yeah.
Like can't even imagine.
It's all time.
Yeah, 100%.
There's so.
Wes skates in dark all the time too. So.
Yeah.
He doesn't need vision. Wes
It's
is
darkness.
Yeah, in my dreams.
Sunglasses at night, kind of
In my
thing.
dreams.
It's pretty wild, you know. I think a lot of us, even like for myself, working in skateboarding in certain times, you get to be in these situations. For me, I lived one just a couple days ago. I was doing a job for Tech Deck, and I was interviewing Day One, and then part of it was I was going to skate with him. I ended up doing doubles with Day One, and I'm like a grown ass man, and I'm just sitting here trying to be like, play it cool. All right, I'm doing doubles with Day One, and so this was a moment where I'm going, oh my god, like can't believe skateboarding gave this to me. Do you guys have moments like that? I mean, I know it probably happens all the time when you're sitting on a plane to go to Uganda, but has there been moments like that recently where you're like, thank you skateboarding, I can't believe you got me to this place? Or is it just happening like every other day when you go out to film this show?
Well, it's happening every other day, for sure. Like always meeting these crazy people, but growing up in Latvia, learning how to skate, going skating every day, watching my favorite skate videos, and now sitting right here with Wes.
Right.
I didn't used to know him. I was just like fan. I was a fan of Wes when I was growing up skating, and now we're just homies right here chilling,
Yeah.
sitting.
It's really
Been homies for like 10 years now, so more than 10.
Yeah. No, I met you like 09.
It's weird the way that shit works out. I mean,
Yes.
the Pannikin over here, the coffee shop, like
Yeah,
on
yeah.
any given day you roll in there, and like half of the Bones Brigade is sitting there
The Pannikin?
eating breakfast. Oh yeah,
Really?
no, it's a hub for older skaters these days, dude. You roll in
Wow.
there, you're like,
When Tony Hawk
Take that
waves at
guy.
you
wow,
across
like,
the
it's
restaurant, you're
just crazy.
Everyone's
Tony Hawk
going
just
to
waved
get
at me.
coffee
Yeah.
at the Pannikin.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
we get you guys
Again.
coffee after the Pannikin. So that's when I get fired up.
The Pannikin.
Yeah. What's your guys' process like? You're doing you guys are doing a show together right now. Is it kind of like, do you plan out the day? Do you figure out a spot to go to? Something unique about Wes is the subject for an upcoming episode, or is it kind of like show up at Wes's house, see what the hell happens that day? You guys film it.
Yeah.
24 hours of footage later, you got to edit that down to an hour.
Right.
How does
Yeah.
How does it all work?
Yeah, more or less. I've been meeting up with these guys over at the Airbnb they've had, and either premeditate a loose plan the night before, or just literally just show up and blow up. Like,
Yeah.
a couple days we've been street skating with Dan and the Mafia, hopping in the van, hitting some spots here and there, and other days just getting whatever specific shots of San Diego, or I took him to my favorite burrito spot, you know, like, oh, you guys gotta get this California burrito.
What is the favorite burrito spot? Just so these people can know.
Yeah,
as well.
no, it's down in Pacific Beach. It's right when you're starting to get in there. Pretty much you make the turn to Pacific Beach, and it's across the street from the Wiener Schnitzel. It's called El Rey Moro, next to the liquor store.
Yeah.
Bang.
Sorry, spoiler alert. Sorry, I
Right,
didn't mean to
yeah.
ruin the show. That was like
It's
a
good,
big,
it's good.
big deal.
So, Madars, when
Yeah.
you're like you see all these spots, obviously you're growing up, and there's all these crazy spots in California, and like I have a lot of friends that live like in Sweden and Norway, and they come over here, and they just all they want to do is go
Skate tourism.
full skate tourism. Like I'm sure, have you been to the ditch, the train tracks ditch in Del Mar?
Yeah, we went a couple
Yeah.
of
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
we
these
had
are
to,
all
we
like
had
spots
to.
that like people want to
Checklist.
off the checklist. Is it crazy coming over and like seeing those spots the first time, when you first started traveling?
Amazing. In California, the schools, I really appreciate going, like climbing the fence, going into the school, and all sorts of like perfect handrails, good ground, like picnic tables.
Right. Did you freak out when you first saw the picnic tables that they weren't big? They're all like miniature picnic tables.
I was
What's
stuck.
that?
I was stuck. There are some picnic tables that are higher too.
Yeah.
But anyways, homies doing switchback back nose blunts, kickflips over picnic tables straight.
Mm-hmm.
It's gnarly.
Yeah.
It's wild stuff. And so for you coming from Latvia, obviously it's, I don't want to bring it from like rad skateboarding talk to global chaos, but being so close to that, what's all happening in Ukraine and all that, and I know like you have your background, been in and out of Russia a lot of times. Being an international traveler, are they asking you questions a lot? Like, what's it like back home? What is kind of the message that you're bringing with you as you go around and you're doing your own thing? You're experiencing the positivity, the joy of skating, but knowing that in the back of your mind, like, this is happening back there. I know you've been in and out of that scene.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a message that I'm bringing out to people about this, but I mean, the thing that I say is like, yeah, it's scary. You know, it's scary to be there, and my folks are there, and if something like that happens at home, then God knows it's gonna be terrible. But otherwise, yeah, just support the refugees and help the people out. Actually, my dad has his wife's daughter and granddaughter at their house right now.
Yeah.
They finally got out of Ukraine.
But I just had to ask. I had to ask you about that because it just seems.
Well,
close
we're
to
right
home,
next
but
door to Russia. I'm a quarter Russian myself.
Right.
I speak the language, and there are a lot of Russian-speaking people in Latvia, and
I'm sure. Yeah.
and I respect and love all people, all my friends. So trying to not raise no hate or nothing like that. You know,
Positivity.
believe in the power of love, but.
I like
But
that.
as soon as as long as there's weapons around, you know, they're gonna be used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just dipped back into some weird event stuff.
That's all right,
God,
that's all
what
right.
is this, like the news? Anyway, good shit, fun stuff. You were on the 9 Club.
Yeah, that was sick.
That is
Yeah.
awesome, and I haven't had a chance to dip into the episode yet. Obviously, you know, we have this high-tech studio right here in Lucadia, but tell us about being on the 9 Club. You probably listened to a million of the episodes. What was your preparation going into it?
I haven't listened to
Oh, really?
million episodes. No, I've listened a little bit, little segments here and there, just going to friends' houses. But yeah, it was epic to go there and sit down with a bunch of legendary skaters and talk to them about Latvia and also promote the Skate Tales, you know, the new show. Which the more people see, the more skateboarding love is spread around the world. So that's what I'm trying to do out here.
And hopefully the more skate tales we get moving
Yeah,
forward.
more
for sure.
tales, seasons keep coming, and what was the question?
I was just saying, basically, how was the 9 Club?
How was the nightclub? Well, it was good. We talked a bit about it. I feel a little bit embarrassed, and it came out like yesterday or today, and I just don't want to look.
You don't,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
listen to you're gonna listen to it.
I'm sure it was fine.
Talk about Uganda, like going there and seeing people that are basically just making a scene happen out of nothing. You know, as far as like, I mean, because there's, I forget if is it Uganda that has that, they just built them a skate park and it's kind of like just a back and forth, and these dudes, every time you see, like, from one week to the next, they're just going nuts with progression there. It's pretty fun.
One of the guys almost landed a laser flip just last week. Yeah,
Crazy.
That's crazy. But speaking of Uganda, I went to 9 Club, and Chris Roberts was kind enough to donate $1,000
Oh, that's sick.
Oh,
towards Uganda Skateboard Society because they need to buy new property, which costs $18,000, and we started like a little GoFundMe thing, and yeah, so basically their skate park is at a school, and the school is going to expand, so they need to move out of there. So that's why we're donating money, and that's for them to have a new skate park.
I'll definitely donate. I don't know if Todd's gonna say, but I will, for sure.
But there's none of them. Nobody has phones. Like, it's strong poverty there. No.
Just getting
People
gear, just getting decks
gear.
and skateboard, you know,
Absolutely.
But
everything.
they have decks and they don't have phones. They don't have access to video, so they just skate the way the thing works. The way the skateboard works, they just step on it and use it, grab it, jump, and
Yeah.
land wherever.
It's
It
pure.
doesn't matter. There's no rules. No rules basically.
That's so rad.
And there's dudes like just figuring out laser flips on their own, just.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's
some
insane.
of them have seen some videos,
Mhm.
but for the most part, the first videos that came out of there were just insane. Goes up transition and grabs the board and goes backflip to flat.
So crazy.
That's the best.
Yeah. We went there and we built a little box for them, a little flat bar. Tyler Surrey from San Diego, he came out,
Hell yeah.
and we went in and skated the streets, and it was amazing.
Did you now? obviously coming up as a pro skater, and you're filming a ton, so you're used to having a camera around. But I've noticed since way back the early shows that you did, all the way up until now, the hosting skills, presenting the shows, like you've really stepped it up. You're like the Anthony Bourdain of skateboarding now. Is it something that you kind of figured out along the way, and you're going, oh, okay, well maybe this is because a lot of people get in front of a camera and just I can't do this.
I had that happened to me, even with season 1 for Skate Tales. They're just pointing the camera at my face, and it's already late at night. I'm kind of tired from skating all day, and they're like, all right, now you have to do the outro or talk about what we're doing now, and I'm just so exhausted. I don't want to talk about it. So it's like I just say it, and then they use the footage, and I'm like, oh no, that was not good. But season 2, I think I did a little bit better, and trying to accept it as it is. And
people don't people don't know how hard it is until they actually try it. But it's so fun to watch, and I feel like you kind of bring us along with you on these trips, which is really cool and not easy to do for sure.
Not at all, man. It's been crazy for me even just watching the process, man. He's a working
it's
class
easy. What are you talking about?
No,
This
it's
guy.
just like, you're out there, you're getting your shots, you're in front of the camera all the time, like you're saying, hosting, and it's I appreciate it.
And Wes goes switch front side flip, very.
I think sometimes that's just probably easier. Like I know a lot of people that just like they're the gnarliest in the world, their sport, but they get in front of a camera and they just lock up, complete lock up. So
it happens, man.
Everyone's got their skill set.
People scared of being judged.
Right.
I'm scared of being judged. And that's why I don't want to watch the 9 Club. Because people are gonna be like, look at that fool over there.
That's why every time we do this episode, like about midnight tonight, wake up in the middle of the night. What did I just say today?
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Yeah.
Just to throw it the
Like we just don't really talk about anything, and then we don't get in trouble or anything. So Skate Tales, you said it comes out on April 20th, and that's popping. And so you're filling up the files with more and more shows.
Yeah.
So you're calling them seasons.
Yeah.
And these are out on Red Bull TV and YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Be dropping everywhere.
It's gonna drop all at once on the TV, Red Bull TV, and on Red Bull Skateboarding YouTube channel bi-weekly.
Yeah.
6 episodes. And if anybody got any ideas for who we should do the episodes on, please let us know. Send me a DM or
sick.
whoever.
Yeah.
Stoneface Productions. Talk to them.
Talk to them.
Comment, subscribe.
Right.
Like, comments.
Post.
So where's next? So you guys are obviously you're in San Diego right now. Where's your next journey? Are you guys staying in the U.S.? Are you going somewhere else?
Well, at the moment, we're looking to come back to the States this summer to film a couple more episodes, and then, the ideas are plenty out there. We want to go more Asia. We want to go back to Japan, and Cuba sounds appealing. Jamaica sounds appealing. Brazil is always nice. Argentina, Canada, like even Portugal, where I live at the moment. And
Are you
it's
living
just
in?
endless.
You're living in Portugal.
Yeah, I've been there for 1.5 years.
Oh wow! So what brought you there?
Well, my girlfriend, she wants to learn how to surf, so she found a job there as a graphic designer. And
It's an underrated surf. I mean, everybody knows there's good waves in Portugal, but once you finally get there, you realize that it is like one of the best places in the world to surf.
yeah,
There's you can surf every type of wave everywhere.
because there's different kinds of waves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you surf too?
I mean, I'm trying. I'm thinking Portugal is not that good for surfing. I'd rather.
It's straight to
I'm-
Nazaré. Out of the mouth.
I need
Surf
to go.
Tales season
Easy
1
does it.
coming.
I need like Costa Rica or Peru or something.
Somewhere really warm and dry.
But I'm trying.
Oh yes.
Mm.
I love to hear it. So what would be the plan for today? Let's say we were able to just jump in the van and go with you guys. What's going on next for Skate Tales today with Wes Kremer in his hometown?
Wes's phone is probably popping on.
He's got a phone. I thought, flip phone.
He's got a flip phone,
Yeah,
and that
flip
flip
phone.
phone is just ringing nonstop.
Yeah.
I tried to do an interview with him yesterday, and he's just like, "Yo, what's up? Yeah, going skate."
Yeah,
Sure.
so I'm busy, guys. Hey.
I'm doing an interview right now. I can't.
So the phone's going off, and
Always.
it's like 10 people trying to meet up to go skate, get in the van, and skate any area. yesterday we did the run, which is like a skate mafia tradition to do every Sunday.
Yeah,
What's the
downtown,
run?
It's the San Diego Concourse.
Yeah.
Like the big parking structure.
Mhm.
Pretty much like a little like series of hill bombs that starts like kind of closer to Hillcrest.
Like 6th Street, right? Or
Yeah, Fifth
Yeah.
and Quince. Fifth and Quince, right there. Like we'll just meet up there every Sunday. We used to do it more. It's kind of phasing out. We had some people move out of town, but we all met up yesterday and just started bombing from Fifth and Quince to Second and A where the concourse is. And they all got through the concourse.
That's sick.
Catch the spiral.
hell yes.
Really fun.
How's your skate mafia saying? Oh, look at that, straight
Yeah.
into it,
Yeah.
expert level.
Left above
You
right.
don't even have to,
Left
yeah, you
above
don't have
right.
to look. I have to look.
Oh,
Yeah.
tuck
there you
the
go.
tuck the thumbs. Tuck the thumbs.
Shit.
Thumb
Oh,
tuck.
there you go. Nice.
Oh, I love it.
Hey, you see that chain? That's fucking play
Yeah.
right
Gonna
Boom!
say.
Oh, whoa! You just popped it out right there.
You better know that if you got the chain. Yeah, is that on loan or did you earn that through the?
I think I earned it. I earned it.
Yeah.
No, we gotta get you your chain, player.
Jeez, I gotta do the hell bomb first. You gotta test me.
It's San Diego, man.
Test.
You got it. You got it.
Down for it,
It
down.
doubles with day one, man. Of course you can help out.
I know. Now I feel stupid. I was bragging about double. This is the moment right here, having these guys. It's all set up just so I can go home and just brag to my kids. I'm like, you guys know who's on the podcast today?
Yep.
I'm like Todd Richards. Oh, who?
Yep.
Uncle Todd again? Yeah.
So, yeah, let me show you a little bit of day one.
Let me show you some footage. Oh, good. Yeah. Well, I'm very excited. Skate Tale's coming up. I know the episodes that you have already locked and loaded are going to blow people's minds for sure. What are some of the highlights that you can tell our people about once for the new season that you're excited about? You know that I know there's always like moments
drop
in
a
an
tease.
episode, or like is there a couple things that you're pretty pumped for people to see?
Well, I already watched the Fancy Lad episode,
Yeah.
and I was laughing halfway through watching that, but I'm biased.
Fancy
So
that.
yeah, that was very fun. And then I guess Kilian Martin from Madrid to go and skate with a freestyle skateboarder.
That
And
guy's he's so insane.
he was actually part of Circus just last winter in Finland. He went for 3 months
In the
just
circus.
to do a circus performance like every day, probably I imagine. And
Wow.
he's that good, you know. He lands every time, and he's got all these crazy freestyle moves. And
What's harder, handstand, rolling finger flip, or rock kickflip on a Fancy Lad spring-loaded skateboard?
Fancy Lad's harder.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because doing a rock to fake it on a spring-loaded skateboard on a rock, is harder.
Radical.
Because it's just against physics.
Yeah.
More against physics. It's not less calculated.
That's
And then another episode that I wanted to talk about was let me see, where did we go?
I mean, so many world travels. It's like pulling the files.
Oh yeah, Felipe Nunes.
Okay.
Felipe Nunes, the guy that lost his legs on a train, like trying to grab a train. And his episode is also very, very humbling, like to see how he skates and goes for it, and like covers of Thrasher, and we did a barbecue together. It was a good trip in Brazil.
Man, these are these are all the moments I usually hear about in a story afterwards. So
Right.
I'm really stoked that you guys are filming all this stuff. I feel like skateboarding is in such a great place, like with the inclusivity, positivity, and with shows like this, people like yourselves, both of you, spreading this message that skating is for everybody. There's no barriers to it. There's no borders to it. I think that beyond the really fun skating that we get to see and the interviews and the personalities, the message that you're spreading of just like the joy that this brings to all these corners of the world is really cool. So thank you for doing that. Thank you to the Skate Tales crew for doing all that. I think the show is actually very important. I think people need to see this kind of stuff for sure.
These days, for sure.
Yeah. So that's the message. Thank you guys for doing it.
Thanks
And
for
for all
stopping
of
in.
you out there, Skate Tales Season 2 coming out April 20th. If you're not in the vicinity of California and you can't go to the premiere, go to your computer or go to your television and watch it, because Madars and the crew has been working very hard to bring you awesome skateboarding. Come in to the into our frame.
Yeah,
Or
we're
see,
man.
say what about.
show off the whole
Yeah,
boy,
the
come
crew,
on.
come in
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Where's the crew? We got the crew.
Media,
We got the skate tails crew right here.
Hype it up.
Stoked to have them. Our special
Shove
bonus
face,
guest,
shove
Wes Kremer here.
Come in tight, get in
Look at
tight.
that.
Hi,
There
hi.
you
We
go.
just frame grab that. Yeah, we got that.
Sick.
Hell yeah. Thank
Thanks,
you guys so
guys.
much for coming on the Monday
Yeah,
Night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
An action sports podcast about nothing.
There
But
you go.
today it was about something because we had people
We actually have
here, real
guests for
people.
once.
Yeah. Well, hey, thank you guys so much.
Thanks,
You're
man.
the best.
Nice to meet you. Nice to
All
meet
high
you.
fives all around. Yes,
Wes,
Madars.
Wes,
Yeah,
Wes.
Wes.
What up? You guys still clocked in?
This is real.
Yeah, we have to. I don't know if we're clocked in
Are we
anymore.
done? Yeah,
Are we
we're
done?
done.
I think we're done.
I think we're pretty much
yeah,
done.
we're done here.
Yeah, we can.
Fucking A. Good
Let's
see
check
you.
to the
Good to see you,
director.
too.
All right. Thank you,
Good to
everybody,
see
for
you.
watching and listening.
Yeah. They're going up.
That's how it ends, like